Ace TJ 5G is radio, podcast, video, streaming, social media. Ace TJ 5G presents
Ace and TJ Daily.
Riggins was telling us about having a conversation with his parents yesterday on the Pahone. And he's told us this before, of how the conversations work with his parents. So I always find it amusing. So what happened, Riggins? You called your mom.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you ended up talking to both of them.
Yeah. Well, she called me. She had a problem, which is never fun when your aging parent calls and says they have a problem. But she said, well, I tried Chrome and that didn't work. So now I'm going to call you. She means Google.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to Google it, but she says, I tried to put it in Chrome. I couldn't figure it out. So I called you. And then I hear my dad in the background, B-Man, B-Meister on the phone. My name's Brian. Everybody calls me B. B-Meister, B on the phone.
So wait, while your mom is talking to you about a problem she's having,
yeah,
your dad's in the background yelling, B-Meister.
Meister, B-Man. So my mom says, I tried Chrome. I couldn't figure it out, so I'm calling you. So I'm on Nextdoor. And I'm like, oh, God. Somebody told her about Nextdoor, which is like Facebook for neighborhoods. And it's basically just becomes women gossiping about their neighbors. So I guarantee you one of these old biddies that live in their retirement community told her, get Nextdoor, and that way you can keep up. So my mom doesn't like it. She goes, I'm finding out about communities that we're not involved with, so I want it off my phone. But I uninstalled the app, but I keep getting notifications from the app. I'm like, okay, well, that's not possible. Uninstall. So scroll all the way to the right to your app library. She goes, okay, app library. And then my dad goes, Nextdoor. I go, I know what the app is. We're past that. I know what she's talking about. I've heard of it. And she scrolls down. I don't see it there. I'm like, okay, what could that? Okay, are you sure the notification is coming from the app? And she goes, long silence. Well, how would I know that? I go, okay, well, what is that notification that you're getting? She said, well, it's coming from Google. Okay, so okay, well, that's probably an email. You got to unsubscribe from the newsletter. You're getting an email notification, not an app notification. She goes, okay, I'll do that. And my dad goes, it's on Nextdoor. And I went, Dad, if you don't shut up, you're not helping at all.
And then it's not on speaker, right? Your mom is actually just talking and he's yelling in the background. So it's not intended to be a 3-person conversation.
No, he's probably 3 feet away. He follows her around like a puppy.
Yeah.
So I can't believe that she hadn't killed him or he hadn't killed her yet. But we finally get to the bottom of it and she gets unsubscribed and things like that. And I say, oh, you just got back from Florida, right? And she's like, yeah, it was so nice. My dad goes, your mother wants to move to Florida. Yeah, I know, we'll probably get there. We're talking about Florida. Like, she's going to tell me how much she loved it. Your mother wants to move to Florida. Okay, got it.
But why don't you just put it on speaker for both of them to just jump in the conversation? Because he really doesn't want to be full into it.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I don't know. He
just wants to breeze through.
He just wants to drop his passing comments.
What was he doing while she was talking to you? Was he actively involved in something, or was he just roaming around behind her, keeping up with her conversation with you?
Probably just in her way, in the kitchen somewhere, just following her around. That's what he does. He's got all the time, and she's got all the time, so he's lost without her. He's like one of those guys that TJ always talks about, like, that cannot do anything for himself. He's that guy. Yeah, he's very successful. But
once he retired from what his expertise was his career that he built for so many years.
Yeah.
When it comes to anything, domestically, he's out.
No, and just like wandering like a lost soul.
So did you ever actually speak to him on the phone?
No.
Oh, not at all.
No.
He's just shouting things in the back.
Shouting things from 4 feet away. She wants to move to Florida. Okay.
But in my world, that counts as checking in on both my parents and talking to them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can mark that one down. I just talked to you yesterday, Dad. I don't need to talk to you again today.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Because when I do call him, it's, what's going on? We went to lunch today?
Yeah. He's much less energetic when he's actually talking to you than when he's in the background.
He's got nothing to say when I actually call him.
He's a heckler. He's a call heckler.
Exactly. It's a good way to describe it.
For all things Ace and TJ, subscribe to the Ace and TJ YouTube channel.